One of the capabilities of CAM350 and DFMStream is the ability to create flying probe test programs. It's important to realize that these are for bare boards, not loaded boards, so we don't do an in-circuit test, for instance. This is just looking at the bare board, the copper, essentially. To create the flying probe test program, you will need to label your copper layers as to type, your solder mask layers, and your drill layer. You will then need to extract a net list from these layers. If you wanted to test single point nets, you need to check that box so that they're extracted. Once that's done, we can go into our flying probe editor and now look at creating the actual program. If we work left to right, we can go straight into create here. You have some filter options, everything from whether to do plated surface mount pads, or if you want to filter in with decodes or filter out with decodes, you can. If you want a minimum size filter, or if you want again, a filter based on a decode, you have choices here. We apply the top and bottom side solder masks so that we make sure we're not testing a point that has no solder mask clearance, and we'll tell it to include single point nets. We're going to do endpoints. We can pick our specific nets here if we want to, or just have it do all the endpoints. And we can also offset any holes that are larger than a certain size so that we're not putting the test probe directly into the hole. We say OK to this. It'll go ahead and create our test points, and as you can see here, we've got quite a few created for us. If we want to, for whatever reason, delete a test point, you can certainly come in and do that. And conversely, if you need to add a test point, you can do that. Most programs require some sort of alignment pins, so we do have the ability to add those as well. You can come in here and add your alignment pins. And this just helps the program know where to test. Once we've done that, we can now go over to export, pick our format here. Now there's a lot of mergers and acquisitions in the flying probe test arena. So some of these are actually owned by other companies now, but we've left the original ones because, quite frankly, people keep flying probes for a long time, so the format that they originally were using, they're probably still using today. Our microcraft, being a newer one, we'll go ahead and choose that format. The next thing you do is you set your adjacency requirements. This is, if you're not familiar with flying probes, this is how far apart do you test for shorts, basically. Okay, do I test from this point to this point, or do I just go from this point to these points when I'm testing for shorts? I say OK to that. It asks me to create my program. I go ahead and save that off, and I've created my flying probe.